Yeah, we're trying to introduce a new term. We've often talked about exploration, and I think of exploration as you kind of go out to discover something new with the intent you're going to come back to wherever you came from to share your knowledge and share what you've learned. And exploration can be both robotic, where you can do it without the human actually going to that location, as we do with rovers and planetary spacecraft and those things. But then there's another term we're starting to introduce, and that's called pioneering. And pioneering is a little different in the fact that you don't take everything with you from the home planet. You try to take advantage of what's available in the region that you're going to or the place you're going to, with the intent that you will stay there for an extended period of time. That doesn't say you won't return at some point in the future, but you're really kind of pushing human presence out into space. So I think that the new term we're trying to introduce is pioneering, where we believe the amount of infrastructure, the amount of work that it takes to really mount a Mars-class mission to put humans on the surface of Mars is fairly extensive. So if we're going to go to all that trouble, we ought to actually think about, hey, we're going to stay at Mars for an extended period of time. So it isn't a one-time mission. It's not to go to the moon and safely return crews from the moon. It is really to move human presence into the solar system and first to Mars. And Mars is a great destination because it has many capabilities we can use potentially without bringing everything from the Earth. So it has carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. That can be used to grow plants. You can also remove the oxygen molecules from carbon dioxide through a reaction. That can then get oxygen available for you to breathe or to use for propellant for return. We know there's a lot of moisture on Mars, as we've seen with the Phoenix lander, and so we can take advantage of that water. We can break that into hydrogen and oxygen. You can take the hydrogen and oxygen, or you can take the hydrogen from the electrolysis of water. You can combine that with carbon dioxide, make methane and more oxygen and more water. We're doing that on board space station through a reaction called Sabatier. So we can take advantage of what's already present at Mars, and we can use those as we're moving forward. Mars also has nitrogen, which is important for plants to grow, and we also believe the soil on Mars might support plant growth. So we don't have to bring everything with us to Mars, but we can actually use some of the components and elements that are at Mars to actually augment what we're trying to go do. So when I use the term pioneering, I think of us determining what we need to take minimalistically to Mars, but then what can we actually use in the Mars environment with the intent that we're going to set up a capability for a human presence to stay there for an extended period of time. So that's the new term, pioneering.